everybody. Hello, my wild friends. Welcome to my channel. I am Deanna Rose, if you couldn't figure that out already. Um, Good morning, good day, good evening, no matter when you are watching this. I am filming this in the morning, so good morning to me. um, this is a timeless reading. This is for the collective, the universal, really with all messages for this Gemini season. Gemini season begins. Our cards are already starting to come out, but I'm going to keep shuffling. Gemini season is upon us. It is tomorrow. Gemini season. Gemini season starts May, depending on where you are in tropical astrology at least. Gemini begins May 21st, May 22nd, and it goes until June 20th, May 21st. Kind of depends on who you ask. I don't know if you could hear that. Before I actually keep going, I apologize in advance if you hear dogs barking, dogs moving. I have 3 dogs all around me at the moment. One is literally at my feet under my desk. So if the camera shakes at all, or if you hear groaning or barking or whatever, those are just the dogs. So don't mind them. They're just here for the energy. They're just a part of this. Hopefully they'll just snap and just get into this calm, soothing energy as one just moves behind me. Okay. Anyways, Geminis. Geminis, hello. Gemini is ruled by the planet Mercury. It's also ruled by the element of air. It's also represented by the twins. I feel like Geminis are very recognizable in this way. You see like the two people together, the symbol of the 2 people together, everyone almost always can tell it's Gemini, at least in my experience. Typically, Geminis tend to be very curious people, honestly very, very kind. They tend to be very affectionate. Dropping cards again. Again, they're ruled by Mercury, and air as well. So Geminis are excellent communicators. If you are a Gemini, sun, moon, rising, whichever, you probably have some sort of excellent communication skills in some shape or form. They're very adaptable. They're very intelligent and emotionally intelligent, most of all. They're just very easily able to kind of maneuver their way through social situations. They're very dynamic. They're represented by 2 people. So, there's 2 sides to the coin, that sort of thing. And that's why in this reading I'm going to do a couple different things. As you see, I've been shuffling these cards. I'll be doing an overall reading for the Gemini season, and then I pulled 3 runes out for us to kind of give us any messages for this season that we can carry with us. And I will also be using this deck as well, which is the Galactic Heritage deck, which I'll talk about a little bit later. Just to see any messages that our collective galactic family wishes to share with us. What else? I think that's what I'm gonna just continue to say about Gemini, and I'm just gonna keep shuffling real quick and get out these cards so we can get started. So as I keep shuffling, you can just breathe with me. Again, these messages are all for the universal, the collective. Doesn't matter if you're a Gemini, doesn't matter if you have any Gemini in your astral chart, or if you know, whichever. This is just kind of some messages for you to carry with you between this Gemini season, between late May to late June. Honestly, whenever you listen to this, watch this reading, you're probably meant to hear at least a few things. I'll take that. All right. So we have the the Queen of Wands to best represent this Gemini season for us. We have the Devil of how we can embrace curiosity this Gemini season. How we can connect our minds and our hearts together. The Ten of Pentacles. Page of Wands for what we can do to connect to others. And these two cards came out for a message from a collective's wild selves. Just a message about this overall season. Hopefully you can see all that. So, best represent this season. We're starting to get into the warm summer months as Gemini season approaches in late May and into June. Actually, Gemini season ends on or around the summer solstice, depending on where you are in the world. Where I am in the world, it ends on the summer solstice. So this is really the kickstart into the warm season. So it's not too surprising that we have the Queen of Wands coming up to represent this time in between that. The Queen of Wands is very adaptable. She has a very natural confidence about her. So really you want this Gemini season, you really just want to embrace your confidence, embrace what makes you you. You want to, like the Queen of Wands, you want to sit on your throne and know that you deserve to be there. I'm getting a lot of stuff about deserving and feeling deserving, knowing that you are deserving is an attitude that you can really carry with you through this Gemini season. That kind of steadfastness, I think that's the word. You can allow that to drive you and your passion, your enthusiasm. Let that fire kind of start to ignite within you over these next few weeks. It's really important that you embrace your knowing, if that makes sense. You want to go into this Gemini season feeling stable, and I think you are going to get into this Gemini season feeling stable. And I think one of the main reasons why you want to feel stable, feel confident, and I'm not talking about confidence where, of course there's a difference between confidence and arrogance, but I want to make a note where it's not a confidence where you have to just show everyone and everything how amazing you are. You don't need to do that to know that you are perfect just the way you are. It's sort of like a quiet knowing, an inner knowing. It's an inner knowing, and that's where that confidence is going to come from inside. You have to start inside and ignite that fire within and not have this fire without, if that makes sense. And I think the reason why you need this calm confidence was what I'll call it for now. This calm confidence is because we have the Devil for how we can embrace our curiosity this Gemini season. The Gemini sign tends to be, again, very curious about things and likes to kind of go out and experience life. And with the Devil, it's obviously there's nothing to be afraid of with your curiosities, but you can really probably explore your shadow self this season, I feel, because you have the confidence of the Queen of Wands here and the knowing that you are perfectly fine, that you are you, and that's amazing. So you're kind of allowed to explore things that maybe you haven't explored before, or things that you've been afraid to explore, if there's any. And obviously stay safe, be protected, and all that. I'm not telling you to go crazy, jump off the deep end just because you're afraid to or anything like that, but things that may have intimidated you before, but you have curiosity about, you're safe enough to explore that over the next few weeks. Again, I feel like a lot of you would benefit from some shadow work, exploring your shadow self, exploring things that you may have put on the back burner perhaps, or again, intimidation. If anything's been intimidating you, whether that's certain social situations, decision making, even just curiosity about hobbies, I'm hearing. Anything about that, I would just really encourage you to explore. It's all about exploration. To take on that curiosity of the Gemini, you want to explore. You want to kind of dive into, I want to say dive into the dark. But, and again, I'm also hearing head first. For some of you that may resonate, for some of you that may not. Again, I'm not trying to get you guys to do anything that makes you feel unsafe. That's the difference here. I just want to reiterate that. So no one's going crazy here. So yeah, embrace your curiosity by exploring the things that may have intimidated you. Know your worth as you do that, though. Know your worth. Know that you are safe and fine, and that you are protected. Moving on. So how we can connect our heart and our mind. Again, Geminis, I'm not saying this as a fact, but sometimes Geminis can be quite split, being the fact that they're the twins. And so sometimes the heart and the mind can kind of fight over things. So during the season, we want to make sure that we are, that there's that cohesive relationship between heart and mind. You might hear a little barking. That's fine. So we have the 10 of Pentacles for embracing heart and mind. There's a lot of earth energy for this, so I think staying very grounded. Yes, so, as you can even see, I'm just noticing this now, kind of hard to see with this artwork here, but we have two people right here, we have two dogs right here, so this 10 of Pentacles even shows and depicts doubles, which is the Gemini, it's the twins. So I think this, as you can combine your mind and your heart this Gemini season, through just recognizing how far you've come is what I'm hearing. Recognize how far you've come, because that's kind of the tear between the heart and the mind. The mind saying one thing, the heart might be saying another, and they might be, for lack of a better metaphor, with the butting heads. But when you can kind of sit down with yourself and realize, no, look how far I've come, look how resilient I've been, look at my journey so far and how wonderful all of those imperfections may have been, because it brought me to this point now. It brought me to this confidence of the Queen of Wands. It brought me to knowing that I am safe in my curiosity, that I'm safe in my explorations. I am safe in my shadows even. And you can connect your mind and heart together by just kind of reflecting. Reflection is going to be very important with that, because your heart might be saying one thing like, oh, we've done XYZ and that makes me feel this way. And your mind saying, well, we've done ABC and it makes me feel this way. And maybe those things conflict. But really, ABC and XYZ are all on the same journey. Therefore, it's all good. It's all wonderful. It's not, you can't say it's bad because it's been your journey, really, because it's brought you to this present moment now. So I think some reflection and some mindful listening to what your heart tells you, what your mind tells you, and the kind of reconciliation between those two will be very helpful during this Gemini season. I hope that makes sense. Hopefully that's at least something for one of you to hear. At least one of you will be happy with this. That's all I can ask for. All right, moving on. So what we can do to connect with others is the Page of Wands here. And I love that it's represented by the number 2 for Gemini, and also because it's all about connecting with others. As the saying goes, 1 is the loneliest number. So now, you know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, so connecting with others. I think when you really embrace what there is to love about life, when you allow yourself to get excited for things, allow yourself to get, if you're still going out, I mean, as I'm filming this, we're still technically in the pandemic, even though things are opening back up right now. So I'm sure a lot of people are going out right now. But connecting, you don't even have to go out, like physically out. You can connect with people online, you can call people, you can whatever, it doesn't have to be physically present with others or physically out and about in the world. So however that resonates with you, take what you will and leave the rest, obviously. But so yeah, I think having the courage, having the excitement to connect with others, seeing the benefits of connecting with others. I tend to be a little bit of a solitary person, but I also have a very close-knit friend group, and I'm lucky enough to be close with my blood family, my biological family as well, for the most part, my immediate family anyways. But again, allowing yourself to see the benefits of connecting with people and allowing yourself to get excited over it. Maybe try to think of some fun stories that happen to you that you can share with the people that you love and that you enjoy being around, that you trust. Just kind of try to remember what you love about life. Try to remember what you love about expressing yourself with other people. Or try to get comfortable expressing yourself around people, however you see fit. That could be, maybe you're just calling a friend or texting a friend or emailing, whatever, or a close relative, what have you. And there goes barking. Whoop. Are you done? Can I keep going? Thank you. Sorry. Anyway, let me take a breath real quick. Whew. Well, the dogs got excited about something, so the dogs are feeling the Page of Wands energy. But you see, it's all about allowing yourself to get a little bit more enthusiastic about your connection with others. And again, this is so subjective, connecting with others, I feel. That's why I feel like I am being maybe a little vague about this, but that's just because as the collective and connecting with others, how people feel comfortable connecting with others, it can be very different for each individual. So I'm sorry if it's a little all over the place, if it's a little vague. I'm just doing what I can here. Anyway, so moving on. A message from the collective's wild self, the true self, the higher self. We have two cards here that came out. We have the Eight of Wands and the Five of Wands. There we go. That's how you can probably see a little bit better. It's funny because when obviously before Gemini season, we have Taurus season, and the first card for representing Taurus season was actually this one. It was actually the Five of Wands, which is all about a bit of strife. You can see in the art depicted here, everyone has their staves up kind of defensively. They're all kind of clacking together and locking into position, and kind of at a bit of a standstill. Some competition going on there, and a struggle and rivalry. And so I feel like the Five of Wands kind of represents where we were, and how we're moving forward, which with the Eight of Wands, it's all about movement. There's some speed going on. There's a boldness even. And I think that boldness talks about with the confidence of the Queen of Wands. We have quite a few wands here, a lot of fire energy here going with the air. oddly enough, we don't have any air energy right now. We have 4 fire and 2 earth. So really, I think all of this will help build up to that air kind of confidence, to that air of communication, and wittiness, and the mental capacity. In order to have the mental capacity, you have to have the fire, but you also have to have the groundedness. I think that's kind of where the wild self is kind of getting at. We're moving forward from our struggles, from the struggle of the 5 of Wands, into actual movement, into action, into change, good, healthy change. Because Geminis don't necessarily like, or within Gemini season, you don't even have to be a specific Gemini in your chart. Gemini itself is all about movement, and I'm going to say fluidity, but it's airy, it moves, it blows, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think you need to give yourself a little more credit as well, because the 8 of Wands talks about generosity. It talks about, it's a bit of a giving force, a giving energy, because you have to give to move. You give and you take here. But yeah, just some taking action, taking aligned action, probably when it comes to maybe indulging your curiosities and all that, connecting your heart and mind, doing these things and getting excited about life and carrying that confidence with you will help your life kind of move along. If you've been stuck kind of in this 5 of Wands energy where it's like everyone has their stabs up and they're just all braced against each other, no one wants to move, no one wants to give. This 8 of Wands energy is the give. We have the give here. And it's going to bring about change when you just give into it a little bit. I think that might be a good overall message for this Gemini. Just give in, because you're able to reflect, and you have the confidence, and you have the curiosity to indulge yourself, to indulge what may have been intimidating you. You have the fire to love life again, or to continue loving life, depending on where you're at in your journey, and to connect with others. I think, that feels like a good spot right there. I'm gonna read these runes real quick. I'm gonna read the runes, and I'm still learning about runes, to be totally honest. So, bear with me here. But let's see, which one are we starting with first? We are going to start with this one. Let's see. It might be like that. It's kind of, again, still learning here, but so let's do that right there. I like that. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. All right. So this one is Dawn. Again, I'm going to apologize one more time. Saying these names, I don't know. I'm probably going to chop it up so bad and butcher it so bad, but the way it's spelled, it sounds like it's pronounced Daggaz. Again, if I'm wrong, please someone comment and educate me, educate everyone. Anyways, Daggaz, which means dawn, which, it's a new dawn. It's the end of a cycle and the beginning of a cycle. New beginnings, breakthroughs, awakenings, new awarenesses are coming out. I think that kind of talks a lot with the Queen of Wands energy. And the 8 of Wands, really. The 8 of Wands is all about movement. It's all about continuing and change and everything. And this is the dawn of change, really. So let me move forward. And then this one we have here. Let me see that. There we go. Again, the way it's spelled seems like it would be pronounced like Ansas. Ansus, which means message, which is funny because what was I saying about Gemini? They are all about communication. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication. It's air, the element of communication. It's just communication all bundled up. So I think really embracing your communication skills, and again, everyone communicates in a different way. So however that resonates with you, it's honestly probably maybe where your curiosity can come in, and maybe you haven't indulged your curiosity or your communications that much, or a form of communication or expression. I think it's time for you to really start expressing yourself, possibly in ways that might scare you, that might intimidate you. Let's see. It's all about truth and wisdom. I'm going to actually put this one right here because I think this one goes hand in hand very well with that one. Yeah, cool. I like it. You're probably going to, as you're moving forward with this movement and this new dawn coming in, you're probably going to be receiving new messages. This could possibly talk about news coming in. You might hear something about, your career or job, your social circles, even anything. As you're reflecting through this, you might just be getting new insights on your journey itself. I think these two kind of go hand in hand, even the message with the Ten of Pentacles, kind of looking back and knowing how far you've come and realizing that you are safe, and kind of getting in touch with your roots even during this time. I think will bring a lot of insight, a lot of messages, a lot of wisdom. You might even be able to give yourself some really good advice, or you might receive some really good advice this Gemini season. And finally, we have this guy right here, which I believe you pronounce it as Manes, which literally means man. And it kind of represents just humankind. Not the gender here doesn't necessarily apply. It just means man as in like human, human. But it's all about identity. So I think you're going to be really exploring your identity this Gemini season. Not just your identity with yourself, but also with others. This talks about, again, as humanity, humankind, it's not just you. You are not the only human on Earth. There are other people in the world, obviously. So it talks about, this is also a very social rune, and Gemini is a very social sign. So I think it's, see how it all goes hand in hand? See this one right here. Embracing others, getting excited about life. I know for myself, it's very easy to believe that the world is kind of fucked up, that people just kind of suck sometimes. And that's okay if you have that opinion. I get that way too. But remembering that it doesn't all suck, that humanity does still have humanity in them, and that people can be safe, people can be exciting and fun and loving. I think that's what this rune kind of encourages us to embrace. I think if you go in with the confidence of your morals and values, I'm someone who has social anxiety. I'll definitely share that with you. So for those of you that do, and kind of connecting with others or getting back out there, if that fits your situation, kind of scares you. Again, we want to do the things that scare us, by the way. But one thing that you can remember is, if you understand your values and your morals, which you can do by reflecting with the Ten of Pentacles here, take this time to use your reflection to better understand and solidify your values and your morals, your ethics with yourself. No one else can tell you what's moral for you, what's best for you. So doing this Ten of Pentacles, I think, will help bring about an understanding, and a confidence in your values. And so doing that will encourage you to be more comfortable in social situations if you're someone who is anxious about that. And again, it doesn't have to be physically around people. You can connect with people online. You can call someone on the phone. You can text them. You can, social media exists still. So like you can connect that way. Yeah, it's all about connecting with people and remembering that humanity is there's still good in humanity, I think, is what's really coming through strongly with this rune here. Okay, all right, yeah, I'm happy with that, with those runes. I hope you are too. We're gonna move on with these Galactic Heritage cards. So I really love this deck. I just got it not too long ago, so I am still learning. I'm going to read from the book of these ones, but I'm going to show you. This is a deck by Lissa Royal Holt. Can you see it? Right there. Let's do that. Lissa Royal Holt, and the illustrations are by David Cow, if I'm pronouncing those right. If you're into star seeds, these will probably sound familiar to you. I'm not going to get into the whole star seed thing. I'm an indigo personally, and that kind of relates to that. But anyway, we're just going to get some messages from here. I'll probably do something about star seeds, and I'll probably do something more specific with this deck at some point. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, you can always do some more research on star seeds yourself, or galactic heritages, galactic families, space, star families. There we go. But we're just going to see if our star families or the collective have any messages for us. Just the final messages to take with us. Probably only going to pull 1 or 2 cards out of this deck, as the descriptions are pretty long. Again, another big deck, little hand problems. Okay. This card really wants to come out. One more. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to show you here. We have from Pleiades, sharing cultural ideals. And from Orion, we have single-minded focus. So I'm just going to read from the book here, see what each of these mean. Again, these are a little lengthy, but they're always worth it. So just bear with me. So for sharing cultural ideals, this card refers to a time in Pleiadian history when they spread their cultural ideas through the galactic family, but never in a forceful way. Human history has shown that when evolved groups contact primitive groups, such as the Spaniards and the native peoples of Mexico, there is a tendency to conquer and wipe out the established indigenous culture. This issue is an important one for humans to heal, because once humans move out into space, that type of behavior will not be compatible with the galactic community's protocols. An essential step in human evolution is to allow everyone to embrace their own culture and beliefs to celebrate that diversity. If you pulled this card, it could mean many different things depending on the surrounding cards and your individual experience. It may mean that you have a Pleiadian lifetime in which you were one of these cultural engineers who celebrated diversity and served as a teacher for awakening planetary species. Or perhaps as a human now, you serve the function of bringing together different peoples and sharing ideas with no judgment or forcing of beliefs. It could also mean the opposite. Perhaps it is a warning to stop trying to push your beliefs on others, or maybe someone is doing that to you, and the message is to stand firm in your right to have your own beliefs and celebrate that difference. Look at the surrounding cards in your current circumstances to understand the more subtle meaning. Okay, so we have a couple different meanings for this card, and I think that just goes to show, with this being the collective and everything, some of you might resonate with parts of that and not others. So So really was whatever resonates with you. But I think this goes back to the Page of Wands, honestly. Sharing cultural ideals. We talked about ideals and values just a second ago too. Getting confident in that, confident with the Queen of Wands energy here. Getting confident in that, in your ideals, whether that comes from your culture, whether that comes from your experience, and also, of course, being tolerant of other people's. You'll probably find, I mean, it's in the world today, we have very many clashing ideals. And it goes into ethics, and we're not going to get into all that, but I think this Gemini season, now is the time to get solid in your own ideals, and to connect with not only like-minded people, but to accept people who aren't like-minded. Work on acceptance. And it's funny that this is the 66 because it's, twin numbers, as we have the twin season of Gemini here. Right now I'm hearing that we're all different, but we're all the same. So I think this Gemini season is all about exploring and accepting dualities. Not telling you have to love every single person in the world who has a different opinion of you, but acceptance. And you're not going to change someone's mind the more you fight them. So acceptance is just a big thing I'm hearing right now. But we'll move on. Just again, take what you will from that message. I had a few different meanings for it, depending on your place in your journey, depending on your experience. So anyways, we have single-minded focus with Orion. So let me find this and I'll give it a quick read. I also need some water really fast. Okay. All right. This card connects with the Orion spiritual forefathers, the Vegans, whose teaching of Vegan mysticism created a foundation in Orion that could be used for positive or negative purposes. We also see how this intense mental focus was played out within another species seeded from Vega, the Zetas, with their emphasis on logic, reason, and mental ability during their most ancient and dark era. Single-minded focus can be a positive or negative attribute. In these dark times of Orion, it was used as a positive attribute for defense and survival, and for enduring challenging times. It was also used as a negative attribute in the form of psychic warfare. If this card appears in your reading, the message depends on your situation and the surrounding cards. It could be pointing to a past life in Orion when you had this ability. It could also be telling you to develop more mental discipline in this life now, or to let go of too much single-minded focus that is keeping you stuck in your life. It requires you to go within and look at yourself clearly. Too much of anything is not a good thing. Use the skill when and where appropriate, but remember that the power lies in walking a middle road. Honestly, that kind of plays into the other card, the sharing cultural ideals. Honestly, I think that it's a pretty self-explanatory card right there. I think it comes along with the Ten of Pentacles, really. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. I'm just gonna place that there. I like how they all kind of line up with each other. Yeah, you can reflect back with this Ten of Pentacles energy, and you can explore any single-minded focus that you've had, any close-mindedness, even I'm hearing. Close-mindedness, or you can just explore just opening your mind in general. You don't have to look back at the past and tell yourself you've been bad if you've been close-minded to something or whatever. Honestly, I think it's all about just opening your mind. Opening your mind and using it for the good of the world. I know these two cards can be a little intense. They're a little bit out there. I mean, they're literally space cards, so they're out there for sure. It is definitely a much wider lens, I'll say. But yeah, really, I think using your determination this Gemini season is also what this card speaks to. Determination, you know, that confidence with the Queen of Wands here. I think it ties in with that as well. But yeah, I mean, you want to go inward and look at yourself clearly here. Communicate with yourself. Gemini season, communication. It's not all about communication with others. It's also communication with yourself and being open with yourself. Let's see, anything else? Honestly, this reading feels very complete to me. Very, very complete. You know, I really think that is about it. Confidence, indulging curiosities, knowing you're protected, new dawns coming, new cycles beginning, reaching out to others and getting solid in your own ideals, reflecting back on your journey, knowing yourself better, communicating with yourself, connecting with others. I really hope this resonated. Some of it, all of it resonated with you. This was for the collective. This is for the universal. So thank you for indulging me, even listening to my dogs move around and bark and do whatever they're doing. Listening to me prattle on. Thank you so much. You know, the usual, like, subscribe, all that, and enjoy your Gemini season. Thank you all so much. I'm so sorry, one more thing, I was starting to put my cards away, and at the bottom of the deck we had a graduation. As you can see that the two people down here, yeah, I think this Gemini season is all about moving forward and graduating. I'm sorry I had to add this in because I couldn't resist. Okay, thank you all so much. Like and I can't talk now. Like and subscribe and comment how you felt about this reading. Thank you.